parents being ready.
Okay, we're not.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let's get on.
Okay.
Do you know where teachers are?
So nervous.
That's good. Are you excited?
Wow, okay.
Really good, guys. Really good use of the setup and everything, utilizing the four parts and everything. It's clever that way you're playing in a box towards each other. Another little trick of it, you could do offset. You could box so there's not so much space in between. So like the vibe would come into the marimba. This marimba would come over and the xylophone would come in. So you're creating like angles that are inside of it, so you guys can just lock in even closer to it. But I mean, that's the main principle right there, is how you want to set it up. Cool. So this is a very, very complex piece because of obviously the meter changes, okay? But it's also the stylistic stuff that happens, because it'll go straight, and then you'll have the swing section and the xylophone and all that stuff. So it's rather difficult, and there's some key changes that happen without even a key change happening. It's just a modulation that occurs. Some good elements to it. It started out really well, locking that in with the vibe, bait, and marimba 2, which are across from each other. Okay, that's the other thing, that you could put vibe and marimba 2 closer together. That way they're one side's playing to the next side, because then as we layer on and stuff like that. I want to point out a few things. You got 45, measure 45. So you have this little roll, and that's in vibe and marimba 2. See that?
Yeah.
Well, vibe, you're not rolling, you're just hitting. That needs to be brought out even more, because it's going along with the line of the marimba 1, and then xylophone's going to join in at bar 49. So 1, and so you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So it's 1, 6, 6, 6, boom. 1, 6, 1, 6, 1. So all those beat 6s are the initiating the sound again. And I would do even more. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1. So that it's heard a descending bass line that goes down. Good. But I mean, back and forth. The next bass line that you have, 49 and 53, was really well done. I can feel that moving everything along. Upbeats, just make sure that we're not rushing through those, especially it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. And that's in the xylophone. Whenever marimba 1 has the main melody at 65. Cool. This section, good job. Really good job, because that's a tricky line for anybody to play, and you nailed it, so it's good. And then it gives way to the swing section, which is that's tough. That's even tougher. Okay, and then the fact that you actually went into a swing was good. You gotta. That's another thing. At 93, we gotta have a drive, because the melody is technically, it's in the vibe. That's you. You may want to use harder mouth so you can be heard. I heard everything else, and I was struggling to hear your voice, and it's a combination of instrument and mallet choice. So just think, maybe playing something more articulate, a harder mallet, so that way it's not as hidden. Even though, I mean, because you're marked forte, mezzo forte, mezzo piano, mezzo forte, so you should be the top voice everybody's hearing. Good stuff on that. There was a little precision issues when we got into measure 143. You go from the ba-da-dee-dee-da, ba-da-dee-dee-da, ba-da-dee-dee-ba, ba-da-da-da-da-da, boom, and it's your little bass solo section, okay? So, the way we lock that in, it's vibes keeping the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and if we're hearing all three of your mallets, we're hearing the inverted chords that are there, but we're also getting the time. And then you're keeping the dump, 1 and a 2 en, 1 and a 2 en, 1, and all your upbeats. just keeping it going, okay? That one had a little bit of precision issues, and then we got to cut time at 155, you jump back in, did that well, you go back and repeat it again. The ending of it, it's all these repeated, 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 6, 6, there it is again. It was, and that's your two voices, deep body, da, 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 da. All those upbeat stuff needs to be brought out. And again, you have this little split, your little voice that you have going on at 197, 198, all these eighth notes, and they're split hand octave stuff, or not quite octaves, but they're split hand things, and then you go into octaves. Good job with that. I mean, you locked in there, and had a very strong ending after you do the DC, and you, take the sign, take the coda stuff. So you guys had a lot of prep on this. It was really well done. Look at those roll sections. Do something to get your voice to balance out with all four, because this is a 4-part piece. Okay, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, technically, is how it's going to run. Even though sometimes you're going to be switching between tenor and alto, the two of you will switch. You're always going to be the soprano voice, and you're always going to be the bass voice. Okay, so and we're always doing it. We want to make sure we hear that because that's giving us depth, and obviously we're going to hear that. We just need to make sure that these two voices are balanced too. Okay, very nice job, guys.